こんばんは、こんにちは。Yeah, good evening, good afternoon, morning even maybe, somewhere out there in the world. はい。ということで、いつも通り勉強を始めましょう。4箇所。4箇所。確かに4箇所。今日は2022年4月14日。今は23時34分。なんだっけ、土曜日、いや、木曜日土曜日じゃない。木曜日ならいいな。はい。今日は日本語の勉強123日目。はい。ということで、漢字の復習を始めましょう。壊すですよね。What do you mean it's past my bedtime? It's only 11:30. That's a lot. Thanks for the 5 months. Well, I guess December, January, February, March, and April. Wow, crazy. Thanks. It's fine. I'll do this short and I'll go to bed. I know I cannot stay for long. Abundant, gone, 質 Oh, running next to, running alongside the route, right? I think. Branching path, I believe it was. Branch off, yeah. Oh, well, the big path branches off, so it's regarding branching off, but it's thanks to a branching path that I remember branching off because it's a path that is branching off. But I know it as a branching path. But it's technically branching off path. Trust me, I remember the kanji, okay? Lock. Was this really pathetic? It is. Overgrown. Oh, yeah. That's so hard. I don't even know what that is. Oh, I'll mark it as wrong. Fine. Is there even such a kanji? I'll double check in a bit. I mean, there's this. Review, right? Revise, not review. Yeah, I knew it didn't close at the end, but something compelled me to do it. Okay, lead or lead, metal. Do you say lead or lead for when it's metal in English? I don't know. Oh, hunt. Or rather than hunt, it was. Like, I know the concept, it's so clear to me. It's not seize. I was gonna say it's not capture, it's something else. Oh, seize. There we go. But I'm pretty sure I've seen that on mono as in hunting. Or prey, yeah. Oh, I was. That's in an actual sale, yeah. Sale. This is not a. It's a sale. It's not a sale. It's a vessel. Like I don't want to mark this as incorrect because I do remember what I remember this by, which is like I have a clear mental image. It was just like this was stuck on my mind. I'll mark it as okay. It'll be fine. Oh. Yo, thanks for the raid. How's it going? Existence project. I don't know. What should I call you? I've always read your name. I never had to actually call you. I'll tell you. Let's go by existence. How was your stream? Welcome, everybody. Um, for anyone that doesn't know what I'm doing or anything, I'm Dallas. Hi. Study Japanese every day on stream, every single day. Today's one of those days where I had an assignment due and stuff, and I didn't have much time, so I'm just gonna study here for the half an hour before sleep. Hope everyone is having a nice day. Um, Good one. Yo, Kamari, how's it going? Welcome, buddy. Also today I'm chilling to the Donkey Kong Country's Returns soundtrack, because I felt like it. Melt. Hoshi, which is to want something, really. Oh, Meta Ruler. How's it going? We're always lurking so we can understand JP runners one day. I feel like I understand Jagumba more nowadays. I just don't watch his stream nearly enough. You gotta go to bed, understandable. I'll be going to bed soon enough, might as well. Have a good one. Thanks for the raid again. What were you guys doing there, by the way? Some BN, I'm assuming. Do you think they talk shit about this in Japanese? No. I don't. They unfortunately don't do that. It'd be more fun if they did, but. What's a Sue? Abundant. Actually, no. Abundant is this. Well, yeah. They're always gonna be polite, at least up front, for the most part. Well, actually, they're gonna be nice, of course. They're gonna be polite. I mean, that's throwing a bit from stereotypes, but like, BN1 and BN4 two scenario runs, sick, nice. How did that go? Yo, Cardinal Games, it's been a while. How's it going, buddy? Hope you're doing well. This is running along. How fluent is my Japanese? It's okay. I can hold a conversation. まあ今いっぱいなんかアメリカ人とか見てますので、あんまり日本語で話していませんけど、別に普通になんていうか日常の会話できます。けど今あまり日本人がないんですけどって感じ。Yeah, kind of like that. You sound fluent already. Nah, it's some basic stuff. I still have a long ways to go, really. I just recently started watching things without subtitles. Like I watched the America. うるせえ。I yeah, good morning, Jerbo. Welcome, Jerbo. I guess. I just recently started watching stuff without subtitles, like Dora Dora, right? The anime. Like the other night, I watched a movie called Asakusa Kid on Netflix without subtitles. Although that was really hard, but it was really really interesting. Like I understand, like 60%, 70 ish. So like I'm starting to jump into that, which is quite tough. But like I feel like I'm at the point where like subtitles are not helping that much me to anymore. Like the list of words I want to learn are becoming more and more obscure and less useful. You're still trying to learn and you only know touristy words. Oh, いらっしゃいませ. Well, I always say いらっしゃい for new people on the stream. So 初見さんいらっしゃい. いらっしゃいませ. Which is the usual that you will hear it when entering any restaurant and stuff. Actually, even when you enter convenies. In fact, I was watching a video about that the other day about what some foreigners think about Japan for the first time, and it was just a bunch of Japanese people talking about it. Like, apparently some tourists or don't really like it when the moment you enter any shop, they're like, いらっしゃい. Like they don't know what to respond, if they have to respond anything or what not. Like they get like anxious a little bit and stuff. Alright, this page is no longer worthless. Useful. But like you don't have to respond anything, honestly. You can just enter. They'll say that's like you can nod and acknowledge that their existence. Project. But yeah. I don't know. Fun facts of the day, I guess. But yeah, I'm here every day. Um, like if you are still learning and like probably I'm guessing on more basic level, I could help out or like share resources and stuff. Um, I got a bunch of resources myself from like other streamers that were learning Japanese, especially in the first month. You see, what it says here is that I've been studying every day for the past 123 days, right? So that's 4 months or so. How often I interact with Japanese people lately? Every night. If well, like every other night. Um, 1 to 3. Uh, but on chat, right? The natives will come. Um, and in that case, I'll activate Japanese mode and try to express myself best as I can. Although that's still leaves to be desired, obviously. So yeah, lately they've been showing up quite a bit. Because there's been a couple of people in particular, like 3 people that I remember, in particular, that've been coming here quite often. So that's been really nice of them. Um, but yeah, some days like no one will talk, no one will show up, and that's okay. I'll just focus on my kanji and stuff. But yeah, if you ever need some, I mean, it feels weird and wrong saying it as like another technically beginner, but like I know some resources. I did spend quite a bit of time looking into stuff. Um, like for example, there's always this extension I recommend that will straight up just tell you how you read it with the hiragana. It will tell you the intonation for proper pronunciation and the meaning. Even in Spanish, which I installed a Spanish dictionary for me because it helps sometimes. Sometimes it will even have audio. So stuff like that you don't find that easily. I feel like. Also, this is lead or lead. I don't even know how to pronounce this. The metal. Oh, actually, yeah, no, it's the small belly. Here's your take on the which go for it. I can explain you my take in a bit. Have yeah, I'm just completely self-taught, by the way. In this case, not not for English though. English I did get quite dedication for. Although I did really only get good once I left school, funnily enough, but that's beside the point. Yep, that sounds about right. School is helpful to learn like grammar and stuff, depending on the way they teach you, right? If they're gonna teach you like basic words that they're gonna teach you that you're gonna learn anyway, that doesn't matter. But if they properly teach you grammar and stuff, it is helpful for when you actually go there and do immersion. Yeah, what you're basically describing is learning through immersion, which is also a huge fan of. There's this whole website I found about learning through immersion with like an entire roadmap of like, okay, you should study this amount of grammar ish, right? And this amount of thing. And then you should just jump into immersion. You should pay mind these things when doing immersion, and then just keep doing immersion and stuff. That's also I've been doing studying Japanese. There's was this book or guide to grammar that I read in its entirety and took notes. After 7 years of being a weeb and watching anime and VTubers, so I decided to do this, and then now I've been watching for the past 3 months a lot of content, mostly with subtitles, but mainly mostly because I was really engaged in that content and I really wanted to know what happened. And now that I'm breaking loose and just trying to watch without subtitles a lot. Um, but I'm also supplementing all of the immersion with properly studying kanji, how to write it, and new vocabulary every day. Because because it also helps because natives show up and I get to practice it. So it's my way to practice vocabulary, speaking, and in speaking, I do try to implement the new vocabulary. That was a way to supplement it. But yeah, immersion good. A big fan as well. Yeah, like for example, when I was like learning this grammar at the first, right? If like there was a teacher or some school that properly taught me that grammar and like seriously and focused on that, that'd be helpful. The problem with schools and stuff usually is that they will teach you a little bit of basic grammar and then they will try to teach you how to use it in practical phrases you can use immediately, like, oh, this is a pen, this is something, this is it. Can I get this? And that's it. They will not teach you why can I get this. It's a proper question that you're asking to get this politely. Kind of there, right? They will just teach you how to say it. And like, for example, I have the perfect example here, actually. Let's look at it real quick. For Japanese, there's the Genki series, right? The basic, everyone goes to learn Japanese early. That I honestly completely ignored. So it will straight up teach you basic greetings, right? Ohayo, ohayo gozaimasu, sayonara. Well, no one uses sayonara, but gochiso sama, okaeri, and all of those things, right? And then they will teach you some new words and some basic grammar, right? X, Y, this. Like, this is that. But that's not how it works, because the grammar I learned, right, was grammar from a Japanese perspective point and really focused on the grammar. So it straight up jumped in to tell you, okay, what is this particle that does this and works this way? Okay. And this is just like this polite state of being that, and it properly teaches you the grammar. It's not trying to teach you like do this. So that's why I found it like really good before jumping to. People don't use sayonara because that usually means a really long goodbye or a goodbye forever. Like it's like saying farewell in English, basically. What people use is matane, jane. It's like the usual, or mata kondo, mata raishu, or some other stuff like that. It just basically says like see you again, see you soon, see you tomorrow, kind of thing. Or like even in English, they'll just straight up say bye bye, kind of thing, straight up. It will depend a bit. I'm not exactly super sure what they use like more super formal contexts. But usually in normal everyday conversations it would be like this. Even if it's somewhat polite, like you'd be using this and mas. But yeah. Yeah, so this book is exactly the type of book I wanna avoid. But then you have the grammar guide I use, right? When just jumps into the nitty gritty of exactly what you need. Like not adjectives. This is what not adjectives are. This is how they're used exactly, and this is how they're not used. What is a not adjective, or what are easy examples of not adjectives? They won't teach you much of that. They'll put you like an example sentence or two, so you understand how they're conjugated. But that's it. It's purely focused on grammar. It's not focused on like, oh yeah, try testing it in this environment. So, no. And because of that, that exactly. Sometimes I have to go back to this book. Sometimes because I forget like the passive that it doesn't get used that much, right? Even less so in Japanese. So I'll have to double check, but lately less often, right? Like for example, the no particle has some explanatory nuisance at the end. You can also see I highlighted everything. And that was a little bit hard to understand, the no particles expression. So for this case, if like school properly taught you this kind of grammar and help you out with this kind of concepts that are more Japanese or more foreign to English speakers or some other sort of speakers, then yeah, it'd be really helpful. But if not, immersion is definitely a way to go. Um, well, immersion is honestly the way to go to acquire the language. Honestly, because like I remember I've been going to English classes since I was 5 until like I was like 15 or so. What happened at the time I was 15? I no longer needed it. Why? Because by the time I was 14, I joined a group on the internet in which we would play Nintendo games together. And I actually jumped into voice calls and I actually tried to use English and I was texting them. And I made quite a bit of mistakes, but I got better and better over time. And then I started streaming. I joined Team B and I did some speedruns and I kept talking about things, kept talking. And now I'm living in Canada. I had zero issues passing the English test to join a university in Canada. And because I really, really acquired it and internalized it when I went out there and actually used it. And well, I started consuming more English content by that time. Like I've always watched a lot of stuff in English, but it really was around 14 as well that I started watching everything. Yeah, I live in Canada right now. How am I enjoying Canada? It's super cool. Get it? Cause it's cool. Yeah, no, it's nice. No, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. No, it's nice. The problem is that I joined. I'm not never been to Japan yet, but so I basically I came here. I did quarantine, and then it was kind of Christmas, and outside was -15, so I did not wanna uh, go outside because it was cold. I barely did much. Then the next semester started, and I would be focusing that. Um, However, starting spring, summer soon, I'll be going outside, working, and I'll have more time to explore stuff. Like as in terms of like living daily on residence and like going to the convenience store. There we go, and stuff like that. It's okay. It's no, it's nice. I have no complaints about this country so far, except like not even the cold like I used to. Also, yeah, no, I've never been to Japan. No need to kappa. Oshi. 挨拶 Also, stuff like this, right? That you're seeing right now, pitch accent. It's not something you can just learn through immersion. This is something that you actually need to. Uh, well, in my case, right, as a Spanish born and English learner, I've never been used to managing pitch at the level that Japanese does. Um, so like my ear was not used to it whatsoever. So this is something that I actually have to pay attention to and learn before. So before doing immersion, I had to like study it properly. No plans. Well, yeah, I do have plans. I do want to go there and work there, and maybe live there. Probably live there. Um, I used to say that. Oh yeah, I just want to go there and try living for 2 years. But like, let's not fool ourselves. I'm probably gonna go there and work. And before you tell me about like I'm a weeb and like overworld culture and like the a bit colder culture of like all of their social norms and customs and a lot of the formalities, and there's a lot of stuff that goes into living there, and I understand it. I know it. I've been investigating it. I know what I'm getting into. It's not like oh yeah, Japan is fun. No, like I understand what I'm actually jumping into. Um, you only knew about pitch like 2 months ago. Yeah, I've known pitch for like a year. Decided to study it a bit more in depth with like all of the rules and stuff. I have like a small summary here. 3 months ago. Um, yeah, no, I know it has a negative side, but there's a considerable amount of people that go to Japan either to study in college or something, just go move there, or they try something like the GLPT program, I think, the JET program to go study English. Um, and they think that it's gonna be great and amazing because it's everything they've seen in anime and stuff, but they don't really know much about how their culture really works, which is not simple. It's not simple to understand at first. Like, yeah, they get the foreigner pass, but there will just be a foreigner in there, right? Uh, I'm not gonna get too much into detail and stuff. I just want to say that because I'm not just like your typical weeb anime fan that thinks it's just all fun. But obviously, it's an amazing country, right? There's obviously a lot of positive sides that I also know of that, and I wouldn't go there if I didn't know of this. Anyway, it really is. It's fun as a tourist. Yeah, I know a lot of people that say that they'd only go to Japan, but as a tourist. As a tourist, it's amazing. Their hospitality and stuff is gonna be fantastic. Their service is gonna be fantastic, and it's gorgeous, absolutely. But if you actually stay there and work there, it's a completely different thing. Um, let's just not get into that. あ、叩く。何でしたっけ？叩く、叩く。Yeah, you think South Korea is similar and cheaper? I don't know much about South Korea. I'd love to visit South Korea. Um, but sorry, excuse me. I mean, there's a lot of places in Asia I would love to visit. Um, 기즈, 요리, 요리. But yeah. 珍しい、何でしたっけ？うん。あ、うん。shoot. あ、there we go. 懲戒。Like, I really don't need to know this that much, but あ、我慢。Sure is. あ、踏む。Yeah, I think I forgot this, honestly. Oh, wait, no, I remember. But, cool. あ、食材。Yeah, ingredients to make stuff. あ、材料 it should go down at the end. It's also regarding to ingredients, but it's not just for food, but mostly for food stuff. Pretty sure there's a nuance between shikuzai and zairyo, but given the kanji that are used, you can sort of tell them apart. Naru, to ride or board a plane, a train, stuff like that. Kitsune, fox. Uh, 景色, 景色. That's landscape. 設定, which actually you see this in video games quite a bit for settings. So if you ever trying to play a video game in Japanese, remember this. It's gonna be helpful. 設定. Oh, ちなみに I mean, there's also Tokoro de, but yeah, sure, why not? Shoko, proof, evidence. Also, if you're learning Japanese, you cannot, you don't really need to be able to write them. If you're using your smartphone or your PC, when you write something, it will just show you a different amount, different kanjis that what you wrote could be, right? Because homophones and stuff. Uh, so you just can just choose from there. I, in my case, writing helps me remember better and stuff. Um, it's just kind of fun to quit, resign. Ja, men you have a Japanese keyboard? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you can straight up see up here, right? The example. Let's say something like Kikai. You can like just scroll through the different possibilities, right? Kind of neat. Except sometimes iPhone keyboard. Yeah, yeah, no. Just showing an example because I could. On my phone, I really like sliding. I'm not 100% used to it, but I'm pretty used to it by now. To look up stuff on the dictionary, Japanese dictionary. 素晴らしい. Lingo です。ここはリンゴがないんですけど、迷惑。迷惑。あ、無理。冒険。卒業。何でしたっけ。Well, there was this Duolingo screenshot. Okay. Yeah, I've never actually used Duolingo, nor do I intend to use it. I mean, it could be okay to learn vocabulary. Pretty much like the exact same thing I talked about earlier. Um, they're gonna try to teach you to say things that you can use to feel like you're learning and stuff, but they're not gonna teach you why. Like, it's not a bad method to pick it up and use it and go through it, and eventually you'll pick up those things in a way. But in my case, I really wanted to make a solid foundation of everything. So I studied the grammar in depth, well, as in depth as I could, and kanji, and like, going through the strokes and the order and the radicals or the meaning, pitch accent, and rules of that, and how to perceive it better. Like I'm trying to look into all of these things that the Japanese language is composed of and try to build a solid base because I'm self-taught, right? So going forward, I'm gonna have, I believe, or I think it's actually true and being applied right now, less trouble learning things. Yeah, exactly. It's more about gaining profit now, which I know I'm not doing. I actually started learning Japanese like 4 years ago. I did jack shit for 3 years, but regardless of that, yeah, it's a slow method. It really is. Um, but it it's the thing. It's what I wanted to do, basically. Like right now, I can hold a decent conversation with people, and I'm starting to understand things more and more without subtitles, and like I do feel myself improving. stuff. But yeah, I'm not critic of it. Like any sort of study that you do repeatedly, constantly, right? Like on a daily basis, like I'm doing, and like if you put the effort into it, and then you go watch some anime or something that you're interested in, and you listen to some of it, and you are clearly putting in the effort, even if I don't particularly like personally the method, um, I people can acquire the language with it. Can. It doesn't mean that if you use Duolingo every day you will get good. Not at all. But like it's a tool that can be used, and it depends on how you use it. Like if decide to pick up Duolingo now and go through its lessons, it will probably just be to catch vocabulary that may be useful that I just so happen to overlook because I was watching anime where they talk about like demons and stuff and isekai and things that don't really apply to normal world, like that could slip. Even though I try to watch more realities and dramas and more like real life thing, um, you know. So it depends on how people use it, what they do, what the effort they put outside of that specific tool. But I don't expect anyone that says, "Oh, I'm doing Duolingo every day for like 10 minutes to actually pick the language." Like it's again, it's a tool like much any other thing. Not my preferred method, but if anyone else uses it, it's completely okay. Good for them. Whatever works, really. So I forgot exactly what this was. It's been a solid while since I've done this. Okay, well I did one extra line that I need to do because it's the top hat. But I mean, like my method, as much as I stick to it, is like the least practical of them all. Okay, it took me an entire month of going through the grammar every day. Like I was studying 5 hours a day, and it took me like that long to get on through the grammar alone. And that's not talking about. And I'm talking about this 4 month gap. Because last year I also studied intensely for like 3 months. It's just I had to stop midway through because I need to prepare my Canadian visa. Okay, I had to and do other stuff. Um, so like those 3 months and the earlier month or two of these streams daily, I was really focused on that. Uh, like Japanese was really crappy. Honestly, I could say really basic stuff. Um, but as I was learning more and more grammar, I did try to apply it. But that comes from like 7 years of being a weeb, which believe it or not, um, does help because it's a lot of being able to listen into language, helping it understanding it. And 4 years ago, I did learn all of the hiragana, katakana, which helps a lot when writing. And I did learn all of the pronunciation, and by being Spanish, the pronunciations are really similar for the most part, so it was also easier for me to acquire. So like the process was simplified for me, and over the long run, with given my interests, I was able to pick up on things easier. So when I really went ham on the thing, you can say it took me like let's say half a year to actually get somewhere where I could speak some okay Japanese, given my background. So it's slow, but once I started picking up on it, I did feel like I increased by leaps and bounds. The problem is like no matter what your curve is, language learning is in fact a curve of diminishing returns. It doesn't matter if you go like this or something. At one point, you're just gonna be like this, and there's just nothing you can do about it. This it's gonna be really slow. You're gonna have to just learn new words and like random books of stuff that you're not used to, and grammar that is not applied as much, and like right. So in my case, if my curve was something like this, I'm starting to feel the change, right? And soon will just become inclined, more 腕。何でしたっけ。So yeah, those are my 2 cents on learning. 我慢我慢。I'm missing something. What am I missing? Ooh, okay. I did focus my studies a bit too much on kanji. On like 3 months ago or 2 months ago, I decided to like I'm studying learning new words way at a pace that is way too slow at the rate given the rate I'm learning grammar at and stuff like that. And like I cannot really properly listen to stuff yet because I was missing a lot of grammar, not grammar, a lot of vocabulary. It was super lacking. So I decided to add this is shoko proof evidence. This like other flashcards, right, in which I add 5 new words every day. Um, so yes, like I can learn vocabulary faster to like listen to stuff more. And this is completely without kanji. Like if you say here kayui, it's only this, right? Intonation and I mean pitch accent and pronunciation. So like that also did hinder my studies a little bit. Shoko, yeah, come on. Uma, umaga, uma. Kami wa paper. Shoko. Oh yeah, it was. Seifuku, uniform. Oshi, oshi. Hat, cap. Yeah, that. Ryori, um, cuisine or cooking. 材料 材料 that it's really hard because it's just ryo. It's really elongated, so like ryo, it's kind of hard to do. It's not natural. It comes out better if there's a word next to it, something that comes after, especially a particle. But 翻訳 translation. 傷 when you get hurt, the thingy, a wound. There we go. Injury. 無理無理でしたっけ。いや無理なんでしたっけ。 Yeah, it is 無理 So yeah, properly remember that. 順番 sequential over there. Well, yeah. 順番 食材 挨拶 I always forget this. was this? Come on. Oh, of course it is. Come on. Come on. I should have marked it as okay, but whatever. Shoko. Aisatsu. Um, Aisatsu. Yaritori. Exchange, like having like a small, like what we just had earlier, like a small exchange in terms of like language and stuff. Speaking that, see that. Kayui, itchy. This is helpful because nose always itches when you're doing something important on stream for some reason. Hakeshi, yaksha, actor or actress. That's stand out. Oikakeru. Chase after, pursue, run after. Yeah. Yubao. Because I need to learn that, of course. Kagiri. Limit. Yeah. It's actually used to say limit in some, as in, how, how figurative stuff, right? As in, like, as long as you limit yourself to doing something. So let's say you wanted to say that in English. You can also say that in Japanese using kagiri, from what I'm seeing. 変わった。うん、変わってる。喫茶。うん、借りる。borrow. 漫才。漫才. This is actually, you know how I talked earlier about like this film? Um, I watched on Netflix with the subtitles, Yasakusa Kitto. It was about exactly this, manzai. It was specifically about tsubito, or two beats. Specific manzai was pretty famous and about the origin story of one of the members, basically. Um, so it was pretty fun. But at some point, they'd speak with like, it's really hard to follow. Okay. あ、誘う。閉じる。close. 偶然。解決。潰す。潰す。よし。とある。不慣れ。unfamiliar, unused, unexperienced. Yeah. When you write funare, it's basically nareru, as in getting used to, not. So like if you just take nare, it's like nareru is to get used to something, right? Or so in this case, it's the opposite, basically. Uh, uh, it's easier to understand once you know the original verb. Once you know what the stem means, coming from a verb, and how you know that in this case it's the stem and a suffix being used to say the contrary of that stem. See, this is exactly what I mean. When if you properly study all the grammar, it's easier to understand things than if you just study the word. Like if you just self-learn at it, or like you just take the meaning at face value from the dictionary, you're probably gonna be okay. But like I'm probably gonna have a better understanding of it because I know exactly what it's composed of. Basically, you know. That doesn't mean that makes me better at Japanese than others. Um, Not by a fucking long shot. Yakushu, yak, yakushu. I said gyakushu, which is incorrect. It's yakushu, yakushu. I always like the emotion. Sonke, respect. Specifically a person. If you want, there's something or an aspect or some other things that you respect, it'd be soncho. Why am I learning this word? Manseki. No, no, hold on. Kimagure, whim, basically. Mendo. Kiraku, kigaru, ijimeru, bully, basically. Wow, steal, snatch away. Alright, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Bye bye. See ya. Take care. I'll be going to sleep soon myself as well. Genko. 何でしたっけ原稿を聞いたら何でしたっけ Oh, health! Like, I just... Yes. Sometimes it can be a bit hard to grab these words without any context. 中途半端 Yeah, fast. That one's easy. しばらく文字漫才かまでく強化that's strengthening it's sure whatever I do feel like this word is kind of dumb I'm just gonna remove it honestly no I don't think I've seen that word ever since like I've heard it that one time and I forgot where I heard it that one time anyway. Kissa, cafe or tea house. Kayui, kayui. Yeah, itchy. Yakshu. Tsubusu. It's easier to remember stuff if you do like gestures and stuff. Or it's at least more fun. Medatsu. Yakusha. Hageshi, violent. Kaiketsu, resolution. So, yeah. Kariru, or Jatatsu, improvement, like getting better, skill and stuff. That one I actually have heard a few times here and there, even if it's not as common. Bunseki, it was not logic, what was it? Analysis. Okay. Kawatta. That was just unusual, kind of strange, really, a little bit. この間でたらめ やりとり、かゆい、1、奪う、漫才、潰す、分析、then we have steal, delictive, analysis, and crush. はい。Yeah, we're done. はい。今日の配信を終わろうと思います。今日は復習だけしたけど、ですけど、なんかそろそろ寝ないといけません。Yeah, I'm just gonna call it a day. I've only done review today. I'm not learning new stuff, but I kind of really need to call it a day. Alright, はい、見に来てくれてありがとうございます。また今度。おやすみなさいね。ここから。Alright, everyone, have a good night. Take care. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Again, thanks for a rate. Although existing is probably sleeping stuff. And you guys, because it's late. So, see ya. Bye bye. Take care.